Hey, what's up everybody? This is Daddy James Tech and I'm back with another video. In this video we're going to be talking about this lens right here. This is a Sigma 18 to 125. For the f-stock it is 3.5 at the widest angle. Now as you zoom in, the lowest f-stock would be 5.6. Now I've actually gotten this lens like a few months ago and I never really used it. I think I used it like a couple of times in the house, but I never really got to really take a look at it. So I decided to go ahead and walk around a friend of mine's neighborhood because I was over there visiting him one day and I kind of like the neighborhood. It's a good place to take pictures. So I went ahead and walked around there and I took some pictures. And I also played around with the zoom some. Now I'm going to show you some pictures and videos and stuff like that. Now they're going to be in a flat profile because when I film and take pictures, I always film and take pictures in a flat profile so that I can pretty much edit the pictures and plus edit the video and post. I'm going to show you a few more pictures unedited, and then here in a second I will show you some of them that were edited. Okay, from here, these pictures will be color graded. I didn't do a whole lot. I just changed the S-curves and contrast and did a few other things to make the picture look a little bit better. There has been a couple complaints that people have made about this lens, but they was really minor. One of the things that they complained about was that it didn't have optical stabilization. The other thing is that whenever you're shooting and you're shooting wide open, the widest angle, it has some vignetting on the lens. To be honest, I don't really see it. I read online that, you know, there's some vignetting on the lens and stuff like that. I really don't see it. Okay, I need to make a correction here. As I'm editing this video, I took a break, went for a walk, and took my camera and took some more pictures because that was kind of bugging me about the vignetting because I didn't really see any vignetting. So when I went out and took some more pictures, I realized something. Hey, I have a micro four thirds camera, and this lens was made for a APC size sensor with a 4/3 mount. So if you have a camera that takes a 4/3 mount, let's say like a Olympus or maybe one of those other ones is 4/3, then you might have that issue. Now I have an adapter on a micro 4/3 mount, so I think that's why I don't have any problems with vignetting. Also, these pictures are straight from the camera with no editing. And let's talk a little bit about the build quality of it. I have to say the build quality is quite nice. It does seem like it has like a matty feel to it, so I like things that does have a matty feel to it. It doesn't feel like it's all plastic or anything like that. You can see the metal ring right there, which that's normally what we all look for because, you know, it just shows the durability of the lens. Some of you guys might be saying, why did it take you so long to actually test the lens out? Well, when I actually got this lens, I got it from a website and I got it used. And I got it for a really good price because right now you can find it used on, let's say, eBay or something like that, or Amazon, or, you know, wherever you decide to buy it, use that. I got it from this website. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name of it. They're pretty much popular for selling used camera equipment and stuff like that. If you haven't checked them out, you should check them out. But I ended up getting this lens off of there, and I got it used for a really cheap price. I only paid like $60 for this lens, and normally on Amazon or eBay it's around $200 for this lens. Used, you might be able to find it for under $200. Now the funny thing is when I got this, it said it was in fair condition, but man, when I got it, it looked brand new. And I mean, as you've seen in the pictures and stuff, I mean, it looks great. You know, the lens looked great. There was nothing wrong, no scratches, no nothing. I can't really find anything wrong with the camera. I'm sorry, with the lens, because it seems to be working great. The autofocus worked great, and everything. Well, the autofocus works like it's supposed to. You know, it zooms in. There's like no issues with the lens at all. So I don't get why it was so cheap, but thankfully it was that cheap, and I got it, and I have to say, right now I'm actually digging this lens. I'm loving this lens. And speaking of autofocus, now that I'm on that subject, the autofocusing is loud. I mean, really loud. Let me go ahead and show an example clip of how it sounds like whenever it's autofocus. Now, before I do show you this clip, I want to point out a couple of things. Number one is that this was a 4/3 lens, not a micro 4/3 lens, so I had to get an adapter for it. Number two, the autofocusing actually sucks on it, so you have to use that tap screen focusing, and of course you have to have the autofocus on, and it'll work. You just gotta tap the screen to where you want to focus at. Oh, and your camera has to be on manual focus. Your lens got to be on autofocus in order to get that to work right. Oh, and of course you can always just use manual focus where you focus the ring yourself, so you don't have to use the tap focus like I'm going to show you here in a minute. I just want to pretty much show you the sounds that it makes whenever you're doing the tap focus. Not bad. So what about if I decide to get the house? It takes a little while on that. Focus. Has trouble going back. There we go. There we go. Once you get it, it does have a little bit of trouble going back. Yeah, basically as you see right there, it did have trouble focusing stuff that was kind of up close after it already focused things from the distance there. So when I try to get it to focus back close to me, it had a little bit of trouble. As you can see right now in this video right here, you can see how long the lens will get whenever you're shooting at a distance or zoomed in or whatever. That's how long it will get from your camera. Also in this picture, I'm kind of playing around with the focusing that's on my desk and stuff. I don't have footage of that because I didn't have a SD card in my camera at the time of doing this and stuff. So basically the purpose of this is to show you that it will also take pictures close up even though you're zoomed in a lot, and it will give you a good shallow depth of field. Okay, in this shot right here, I did slow the footage down to 70%, but there's a house that's up on the mountain there. I'll be zooming in on that here in a minute, so that you can see how much of a zoom that you will get with this lens. Okay, I've zoomed in from 18 to 125 millimeters, and you can see the building up there on top of the mountain a lot more better. Sorry for the shakiness, but as you can see, it's doing a pretty good job there. Now granted, this is not a 300 millimeter lens or anything like that, but not too bad, and it's a little shaky, sorry. In this next clip, there is a office building that is across the river here, and as you can see, the office building is a pretty good ways away. But as I'm zooming in, you can see it does zoom in a pretty good amount. Now I'm not gonna lie, this is not a lens that is like amazing or anything. It's definitely not like the 18 to 35 lens that, you know, that has gotten like rave reviews online and stuff like that. I mean, that lens is pretty badass. Love to have that lens. I believe that lens is probably around $800. One day I will have that lens though. As far as any chromatic aberrations, I'm hoping I said that correctly or pronounced it right. It is moderate to high at the maximum wide angle, but fairly low in points in between, and very low indeed at 50 millimeter. Okay, up next we're going to show some low light tests. And there are going to be two different scenarios. One of them is going to be out on the street with a few street lights. It is going to be kind of low lighting, so keep that in mind. The other scenario is going to be at a parking lot at a shopping center, so there's going to be a whole lot of light out there. Now, I went out and found a street with a pretty good amount of street lights. Not a whole lot of street lights, but enough to kind of light it up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the sound coming from the camera. I didn't put on a lavalier mic or anything like that, so I want to apologize now for the sound that you will be getting. Okay, 3.5 at that 30. I'm doing 60 frames per second, although I need to go ahead and have it at 1/25. This is at 60 frames per second, 1/25. Horrible lighting. Alright, and that's at ISO 3200, 6400, 1/25. Now let me go ahead and take it down to 60. This would be 60. Now let me go ahead and step this down to 3200. There's 3200, 1600, 800, 400, and 200. So 3200, about 6400. I'm sure I'm getting grain in here. So normally 16. I don't like to go no higher than 16. But at a night like this with this lens, you probably do need to go higher. Okay, now we will go ahead and show you the footage that I got from a local parking lot. And I have to say, I was really impressed with this lens at that parking lot. It did a really good job. So what I would probably recommend for this lens is, if you're going to use it at nighttime, make sure you have really good lighting. I mean really good lighting. As you can see right here, I was on the side of a building there, and they had like a light at the top there. I'm still at that parking lot and stuff like that, but I was really digging this right here and having that reflection light, and how that the reflection of the lens, what that light did on the lens, it looked pretty nice. This might be an area I might like to do a hip-hop video at one day, so I was pretty much digging that. And here's what these scenes would look like if they were color graded. Also, keep in mind that this frame rate of this video here is at a different frame rate than what you would as a music video. But hopefully, with this being color graded, it'll give you some idea of what it would look like in, like, say, a music video or a movie or something. Also, keep in mind, I'm also showing a few different color grades, so bear with me for a moment. Here I'm just playing around with the ISO a little bit at the parking lot. But all in all, I have to say I am really digging this lens. It's not great in low light, but if you have adequate lighting, like at a parking lot or something like that, it's a really good lens. In conclusion, the bottom line for this lens, is it a good lens? Yes, it's a pretty good lens. I mean, you can't expect it to be, like an $800 lens, or something like that. But for the price point, it is really good. I really like this lens. Like I said, it's a perfect lens to go on a vacation with, and you only want to take one lens with you. Obviously, there's other lenses that are better than this, but for the price I paid for, especially what I paid for it, which was $65, it was a steal. But for anybody else or anything like that, even at $150, well worth the money for this lens. It's an excellent lens. I'll probably end up doing a music video with this lens, just to show you how good this lens can be, even with a music video. So anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave me a like, hit that bell icon, and subscribe. Until next time, live long and prosper, and peace out.